News brief. Guerrilla Games, PlayStation 5 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn has sold over 10 million copies, something announced on the 2-year anniversary of the game's 2017 launch. Considering the game sold roughly 7.6 million copies in its first year out, that means 2018 saw over 2.5 million copies sold. The developer revealed the milestone in a short celebratory post on the PlayStation blog today, along with a handful of interesting little bits of development trivia. There's nothing terribly in-depth, but the post offers looks at how Horizon Zero Dawn's composers and mocap suits to aid with the animation of in-game musicians, and how sound designers tackled tasks like creating machine sounds from Chihuahua barks and carefully selecting 30 bird chirps from a pool of 750 for the final game. Today, Konami published its financial report card for the final 9 months of last year, and it looks like both the revenues and profits were up across the board, thanks to strong performance from the company's sports games. For the 9 months ending December 31st, Konami says it earned an operating profit of $39,361.7 million United States on revenues of $192.6 billion, $1.8 billion, a small but notable increase over the $38,503.4 million. It turned on $178.7 billion, $1.6 billion in revenues during the same period last year. Konami's video games division, branded Digital Entertainment, usually accounts for the lion's share of the company's profits, and last year was no exception. During the 9-month period, Konami saw Digital Entertainment revenues of $105,971.3 million, roughly 18% more year-over-year. The company chalks up its rise in fortunes to strong sales of its soccer and baseball games, most notably Pro Evolution Soccer 2019, the mobile game Professional Baseball Spirit Size, and its chibi baseball Gamasutra Furu Puroku 2018. Elsewhere in the company, sales in the amusements business, which encompasses arcade machines, were down year-over-year, due to a decrease in orders, which Konami says is due to the big club selling really well during the same period a year prior. Also, the company apparently opened 15 new table tennis schools, and one new swimming studio. McCree's debut game Slade Spirit has been earning a lot of acclaim lately, in large part due to its beautifully balanced deck builder meets roguelike design. If you are a fan, or just want to see how it was made, then come to the 2019 Game Developers Conference in March to get a behind-the-scenes look at how it was balanced. This is not just any game balancing discussion. The Slade Spire staff team took a very metrics-focused approach to game balance layout, and McCree co-founder Anthony O'Gonnetty will tell you why and how in his design track talk on Slade Spire, metrics-driven design and balance. Specifically, he will show you how the McCree team took a metric-driven focus early in development, and continue to make heavy use of data-driven development throughout the early access process. He will also look at how they utilized and engaged with community feedback on game balance, while maintaining game feel and difficulty over a year of constant updates and changes. Their efforts seem to have paid off, given the game's ongoing popularity, so consider making time to catch this talk. You can find more info about it, and many others, over on THEGDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your GD 2019 which takes place March 18th through the 22nd at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to GD. Register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on GDC 2019, visit the show's official website or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, or Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Their ownership for Steam users nearly doubled in 2018, at least according to a collection of the monthly Steam hardware and software reports released by Valve at the end of each month. Typically, those roundups offer curious size of Lancet month-to-month trends in OS, VR, and PC component usage, but only data from the most recent month is publicly displayed. Uploader, however, kept track of the monthly results for virtual reality headsets and crunched the numbers to find that, across all VR brands, the percent of Steam users that used a VR headset nearly doubled in 2018. According to that data, just over 0.4% of Steam users had a VR headset in January compared to 0.8 in December. On a per-headset basis, Uploadable data shows an 85% rise in Oculus Rift users on Steam in 2018 alongside a 65% rise in HTC Vive ownership. Windows mixed reality headsets saw a boost as well. At the beginning of the year, the platform did not have enough users to register on the monthly survey. At the close of 2018, 0.7% of Steam users had picked up a Windows mixed reality headset. However, it is worth noting that this data comes with a few caveats. The hardware survey, of course, only offers percentages, so it's difficult to put actual numbers to that growth. But for comparison's sake, Steam now has as many VR users as it does people running OS as their operating system. Additionally, participation in the survey requires Steam users to opt in, meaning that the sample slice here does not include every single user on Steam. But even taken with a grain of salt, the collective maths of data offer an interesting look at how VR fared during last year. VR cleanup detail has been around since 2015, tasking individuals with cleaning up the gory messes that followed various horrific sci-fi horror events. These bloody messes involve burning body parts and mopping up blood, alien goo, making sure the place is nice and clean. Over the years, developer UNESTORAMATRIN has continued to update visceral cleanup detail, and has released downloadable content that allows players to explore new, exciting places where they are cleaned up. Marley Sarah, Runestorm's newest DLC, titled The Vulcan Affair, takes you into Drive, Hades' volcano lair on a remote island. After the gory end of Drive, Hades' Vulcan project, you must clean up the blood, guts, and alien goo all around the lair. In an anime interview, two of the developers of the DLC, Ann and Logan Rickard, told us all about the inspiration and design of the Vulcan Affair. Ann, VCD is an ideal nexus for location or scenario ideas. We have no shortage of possible settings, and like Santa's Rampage and House of Horror, this was one of many ideas spawned over the years. The goal of most VCD environments is to cast popular, common settings into a new light. The more widespread or popular something is, the more ripe it is for a VCD role reversal. This kind of things usually fall into two categories: the references that are often integral to the idea in the first place, and the Easter egg references that do not need to be discovered for the theme of the location to be understood. The first category, such as the shark tank, the overall idea of a volcano layer, and so on, are handled as the map develops, as they are a core of the setting and theme you are trying to portray. The Easter egg references, like the hidden objects, are names on notes, on that kind of thing. Those happen right towards the end of the development stretch, and are often only figured out and finalized late. As I say, those things are typically not key in selling the setting. The more developed a setting is already, the easier, and often more fun, it is to create, with a large reservoir of ideas and a universe to draw from. We will often find it easier to think of things to fill the environment with,